His first novel, Magnificent Vibration, is getting rave reviews as well. Variety magazine, in fact, says, quote, "This is not the prose of a rock star who decided to try his hand at novel writing, but of a novelist who just happens to be a rock star." Wow, that is quite the compliment. Rick Springfield right now joining us in the studio. So what does it feel like to hit that, get that kind of review, even though you told me, before we went on that it was the writer that you actually wanted to be before you became the songwriter?
Yeah, I wanted to be a writer, and then, like I said before, I noticed that girls were looking at the spotty band down the street and not the writer sitting at his study. So I said, I'm going the music route. But so I channel it into songwriting. But it's great. I mean, I'm very proud of I've actually gotten better reviews for my writing than I have for any of my records.
Oh, isn't that incredible? So, it all comes full circle. It was, it really was your destiny then to be this writer, despite what you were saying about the whole music world. So let's talk about this, your book. The main character in Magnificent Vibration finds a phone number for God and begins a relationship with him over this smartphone. Where did this idea come from?
It's just modern technology, but it's a thing I've always wanted to. I haven't met anyone who has a spiritual beliefs that wouldn't love to have a conversation with God, and I just thought, what path would that take if it actually happened? And so I started writing that. I started out with the original conversation with God, and he doesn't believe it. Of course, you think some guy's like, got all his info, and he finally is told something that no one else knows, and he goes, "Oh my God." She says, and it just goes from there. It's really just a setup of the story. I mean, but there's three people hook up through this book called Magnificent Vibration and go on a search for carnal salvation and maybe save the world.
Wow. Well, when you were penning this, were you thinking, this really is going to take off? I can imagine people identifying with it. Or was it just something that was in you that you said, I just got to put it down on paper because it's been, burning through my head?
There's a lot of my beliefs about, I think we're at a tipping point in the world, and it's not a preachy book. First of all, it's dark humor. It's funny. It's not meant to be a preachy book or anything, but there is my concern in it about that we're poisoning the world, killing each other, and that there's getting to a tipping point now where there's not going to be a road back. And so that's kind of the underlying theme of the book about, respecting your mother, Mother Earth.
Right.
So that's, basically the underlying theme of it anyway. But it's a lot of dark humor. It's someone, a reviewer said it reminded them of kind of mix between Portnoy's Complaint and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So it covers a lot of ground.